All right, what is going on, guys? Joey here, and today just going to talk a little bit about some of my lifters that have been with me for a really, really, really long time. Give them some props, talk about a couple things that are different about them as opposed to others. Maybe others in there, some of you guys might be able to relate to them. Some of you guys might be on the other side of this. But let's talk about it. So, small voice crack. Still mildly early for me in the afternoon. When I think about guys like Russ and guys like Keiko, I think about how long they've been on the roster. Delaney, I think about how Amanda, how they, Jesus even is getting there. How long they've been on the roster. How lifting has become such a big part of some more than others, like what they do, their identity, and how they support themselves and things like that. And I think about how there's a want to do well at a meet at a high level, and then there's a need, like I need to do well at this because it will bring more blessings for me and my family or something, right? Whether it be spiritually, mentally, financially, emotionally, whatever it is. And I think that the closer you get to the top, you're gonna see people that everybody has their own reasons for lifting, but there's definitely a difference that I can see in lifters that do this because they absolutely feel like they need to succeed. It will make a difference in their daily life if they like do well at a certain performance or the way that they carry themselves or how confident they're going to be. And then there's other lifters that are talented, but they're just kind of there, you know, they're just kind of there. They're not willing to squeeze every little last bit out of what they're doing, every little piece of variable that can be accounted for. They just don't have that because it's just not, it's an interesting thing, right? It's just not something that they really desire on that level, but they happen to be good at the sport. And that's weird in powerlifting that you can have that. And it just kind of shows how young our sport is. But I believe there will come a time when it's extremely rare that someone's going to be in that top 5 just doing things wrong. But we're not there yet. There's still guys that they're only given 80% and they're up there, right? Another thing too is sense of urgency, just a sense of, okay, let's just be real. Like some of my guys, I believe Russ is going on 31, Keiko's 32, going on 33, something like that. They're not young, right? I'd say they might, men maybe around like 38 we're seeing in UFC. Some 38-year-old guys, 37-year-old guys. They're at their peak. They're breaking records. They're doing things, amazing things. We've seen, I believe, Glover Teixeira was like 40, 41 when he became champion. Extremely hard thing to do. But we're in a new era where technology is better, food is better, training methods are better, and people can be better longer. And we're kind of in uncharted territory. We're kind of trying to figure out what the limit is, what is the age cap, how long training correctly and doing things the right way can you go before your body just isn't responding to training the same way. When the minimum effective dose exceeds the maximum recoverable volume, meaning the minimum amount that you need to do to get better is greater than the maximum amount that you can reasonably recover from or find enough recovery from, objectively speaking, that is probably when you're cooked. But you can increase the minimum effective dose. You can also increase how much you can recover from and all that. But we don't know where that is, and I think it's always changing. And of course, like if you take anabolic steroids, you're gonna the minimum effective dose is gonna go way down, and the maximum recoverable volume is gonna go way up. So you have this massive, massive gap where you can operate in and make progress, right? At the cost of other things. So something that I think about, but the clock is ticking, and I think my boys know that, and I think that, you know, I told Russ the other day, I was like, you got another, I'll give you another decade, right? It's reality. It's reality. Is he going to be popping off at 40? Maybe, right? No one's done it. We've done a lot of things for the first time. We've done a lot of things for the first time. One thing I do want to mention is how long that these guys have been around and they've still been progressing, and you don't do that by getting injured. And I'm very proud of them. I'm very proud of how long Russ has been able to progress. I can look at his open powerlifting and be very proud of it. I can look at Keiko's open powerlifting and be very proud of it. Keiko has been through a lot. Keiko has qualified for meets that got canceled because the world got shut down and had to re-qualify again for the same meet to get an opportunity that he should have gotten the year before. Very disheartening, but man, he's been through some shit. He's had a crazy competition schedule, having to do a lot of meets back to back and going against other guys that didn't have to go through that and still winning. Like, and then obviously this last world's falling a little bit short. You know, it's been a tough thing. It's been a tough thing. And, you know, I sit back and I look at everything and I recall from 2016, 2017, 2018, how things used to be done then and how much sharper things are now, and the certain things that I'll do now that I wasn't doing then. And I'm really proud of how much I've adapted and changed with the times and been able to just keep the same dudes that have been loyal throughout this time moving in the right direction. And you know, this channel, it's always been an informative thing. I've just come on here, I give you guys my thoughts, my information. You guys take that, you apply it to your own training, you apply it to your own business, you apply it to your own whatever. And over a decade of doing that, you know, you start to see little, you know, pieces of yourself showing up here, showing up there, showing up here. I remember like stay in the pocket, that was the FLEXX thing. Oh my God, there was another one that was really popular. I feel like we were the first ones really saying overshooting and undershooting because it wasn't really something that was talked about. I'll just say right now, I feel like, yes, Mike T was really putting RP out there, but I feel like for the younger generation, I was one of the guys that really wore it on his sleeve. I remember doing a Q&A on the IPF page, and this is why I can say this with confidence. And so many, this is in 2016 after John Hack won, I had 216 questions, I believe, that I answered on the IPF page Q&A because they let me do that back then. And there were so many people that were like RP, they just didn't agree with RPE, and that percentage was like the way to go, right? And there's actually a combination of both that is very, very effective, and just really just understanding training and being able to use all the tools to be able to get someone to get stronger while controlling certain things. That matters, not just any which way. There are guys that are going to go in the gym and they're just going to train hard and they're going to be top 3. They're just lifting hard. I'm just doing bench today. They just do some hard bench shit and they get up there, right? And then the next bench day they go, I'm beat up, I got to go easy today. And then the next day they feel a little better, so they push in the middle. That's kind of RPE, right? They're kind of doing that without even knowing what they're doing. So it's really not that serious. And also, like, I've also really just tried to focus on the things that matter, and that's allowed me to give that to my guys and have them prioritize the right things and allow them to make it all the way here. I got to give Amanda her props too. For Amanda to be a champion for so long, to operate at that level for so long, to find ways to continue to push herself, to not get bored, I remember there was like a stint of years where she was always trying to chip herself, always trying to beat herself, like as if she was going against another person. And to do that for so long, I mean, I don't know any girl that lifts 500 pounds that many times per week for that many years. It's a crazy thing to see, you know? And what people got to understand is like, we're only gonna be on Earth for like let's say 100 years, right? And those last like 10 years probably not gonna be the most fun. The last 5 years, right? This channel, powerlifting in this era, the people that are making it what it is right now, in 50 years from now, a lot of us aren't gonna be here. I might still be. I might still fucking be. I don't know if that's good or bad. But there's a lot of things that we do now that we put a lot of stock into, and we like treat it like it's our identity and our, this is like the most important thing. But when you zoom out a little bit, it's like, is anyone gonna remember some shit that happened at a meet in 2017? Is anybody gonna remember that you did this or that record that was broken at this time? I don't know. All I know is, I don't know how long I'm gonna have this amazing group, and I'm always going to give them everything I have because I know this shit could end tomorrow. And I always have a sense of urgency. I always have a sense of my family's always getting on me that I don't know how to relax or chill out because I'm worried that like someone's out there coming to take our shit, right? Someone's out there that wants to beat, XYZ lifter or take this record or take whatever. And I cannot control all the weight classes. Our best year for World Championship was, I believe, 2023. We won 74 open male, 83, 93, super heavyweight, women's 84, women's 84 plus. And I feel like that's gonna be tough to beat, especially with the way things are now. But that's the bar. That was a crazy year. That was the year Jesus won Sheffield. That is a year where, things are firing in all cylinders, and things are getting tougher, but we've always adapted with the times. We've always met the challenge head on. And man, when this is all said and done, and we look back in another decade from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, I'll be able to look at what I've done with these guys and this team, and I hope that I'm proud of it. I think I will be. I'm proud of where it is right now. It's not perfect, but we've done a lot of amazing shit. And I feel like in a way, I feel like things are just getting started. I know that sounds crazy. In another way, I feel like, at any moment, one of my girls could say, hey, one of them I just had at Worlds. She competed at Worlds. She said, I'm having another baby. And I said, hey, man, that's a blessing. I'm happy for you. Please don't worry about anything. Go do that. That can happen at any moment. Here today, gone tomorrow. So what was the point of this video? I'll quote 3DMJ and just say, you don't get to, there are some OGs. You guys, you youngins, don't worry about it. You can look them up, Instagram, Team 3DMJ. But you don't get to the top for a long time, getting injured or having, you got to just keep stacking the chips, and being able to look back at the work that, me and the guys have done. I'm really proud of it. No one can take it away. And that allows you to, I talked about a little bit in my last video, have some footing, have some foundation, be grounded in something, and be able to, make actions and do things with a sense of confidence and if you have self-worth or self-value, you can move in a free way. You can move in a way where you're like, I'm good. Whatever happens, I'm good. And when you move like that, I think you can be very impactful and do a lot of important things. So, yeah, I guess this video was more entertainment than anything. Thanks if you made it this far. I hope the audio is good. I know in the video, 2 videos ago, it was coming out the left ear only. I don't know, man, technology, unk status. We have the youngins do that for me now. But I'm gonna go train. I appreciate you guys. SPD Austin coming up, and then the big Sheffy. That's it. Thank you for everything. It's been an amazing ride. See what else we could do while we're here. See you guys in the next one. Peace.